Hello, my friends. I'm here today to read to you a story. It was one of the many stories from many cultures that were included in this book that was given to New York City educators right after 9/11 happened. And it's called Stories to Nourish the Hearts of Our Children in a Time of Crisis. And I know we're in that now. The book has stories from many cultures. And today the story that I'm going to read to you is called The Raven and the Whale. And this story is an Inuit Eskimo story. The Raven and the Whale, retold by Laura Sims, and now with a touch of retelling by yours truly. The Raven and the Whale. In the very beginning of time, the Inuit people say Raven made the world. Raven was both a god and a bird with a man inside. After Raven created everything, he decided to remain on Earth. He loved the people and the animals, and he was so curious about them all. Even though he had made the world, he did not know everything there was to know. Raven liked to paddle his kayak out into the sea, and one day he saw a large whale. He said, "I wonder what it looks like inside the belly of a whale." Raven waited until the whale yawned, and when its mouth was wide open, he rode right in. He tied the kayak to one of the whale's teeth and started walking deeper inside the whale's body. The mouth of the whale closed behind him and it grew dark. Raven heard a sound like a drum or distant thunder. He walked until he came to the belly of the whale, which was like a great cathedral. The white bones of the whale's ribs rose up around him like many pillars. In the center of the whale's body, Raven saw a beautiful girl dancing. She had strings attached to her feet and her hands, stretching to the heart of the whale. Raven thought, "She is so beautiful. I would like to take her out of this whale and marry her." So he said to her, "I am Raven. I made the world. Will you come with me into the world and be my wife?" The maiden replied, "Raven, I cannot leave the whale. I am the heart and the soul of the whale. But if you want to stay here and keep me company, that would make me happy. That would make me so happy," the maiden said. Raven threw back his head, his beak, revealing his human face. He tossed back his wings and sat with his hands on his knees. He watched the girl as she danced. When she danced quickly, the whale soared through the water. And Raven saw this, and he loved her even more. And when she danced slowly, the whale floated calmly. Soon, the girl danced so slowly that she stopped moving and her eyes closed. The whale was still. Raven felt the cool wind blow through the spout of the whale. He thought again of taking the girl with him into the world. He thought about it so much that he forgot what she had said. Raven pulled his beak back down over his face and covered his arms with his wings. He grabbed the girl. He heard the strings snap as he flew with her out of the whale up into the sky. As he flew, Raven heard the whale thrashing below in the ocean. He watched the whale's body as it was tossed by the waves onto the shore. The girl in his arms then grew smaller and smaller and disappeared. Raven realized that everything is alive, and that is alive has a heart and a soul, and that everything in the world is born and it dies. He was overcome with grief and sorrow. He was so sad that he landed on the sand beside the body of the whale. For weeks he cried and he cried. Then Raven began to dance. He danced for weeks and for weeks. Then Raven began to sing. Oh, oh, oh. He sang for weeks and weeks until his heart was soothed. Then he flew back up into the sky. He promised the humans and the animals below that he would always return to this world as long as we cared for one another and understood that everyone that lives and dies has a heart and a soul. Raven's tears were the first tears. His dance and his song of grief and healing were the first song and the first dance. The Raven and the Whale, an Inuit tale told just